Hello everybody, Blind Metal Gamer here with you once again, and it is time for another, I'll call it another random type video. In this video I'm going to talk about the possibility of a Killer Instinct collection from Digital Eclipse. We know that they got the Mortal Kombat Legacy collection on the way, and who knows what they're going to come up with next, but I wanted to talk about the possibility of a Killer Instinct collection and speculate on what games we could possibly see in that if they were to pull the trigger on that, and how it can be made accessible. So first off, I'm going to say to start the video, this is speculation only. This is not confirmation. This is not um, anything that's been confirmed. It's all speculatory, and this is all speculation. Now, to start things off properly, I'm going to start by saying, if Digital Eclipse were to do a Killer Instinct collection, it would be smart to put it on all platforms. Xbox, PlayStation, and I know that Killer Instinct was owned by Xbox, so they would need to maybe pull some strings to, get it on PlayStation. But I'm sure that with the way Microsoft has been publishing their games on PlayStation now, that wouldn't be hard to do. They would want to put it on as many platforms as possible. Now, with that being said, I want to get right into the good stuff. What games could we see in the Killer Instinct collection? Well, obviously, we're going to see the arcade versions of Killer Instinct and Killer Instinct 2. We're going to have those. Then we would probably have the Super Nintendo port of Killer Instinct. Maybe the unreleased home port of Killer Instinct 2 for the Super Nintendo. Killer Instinct Gold. And then Killer Instinct 1 and 2 on the Game Boy. Now you're probably thinking, Blind Metal Gamer, that's only 5 games. Or 6 or 7 games. You're getting the 2 arcade versions, KI1 and KI2. You're getting the home port of Killer Instinct 1, the possible unreleased Killer Instinct 2 home version, because they like to go in and clean up old games. You're getting Killer Instinct Gold for the N64, and you're getting the 2 Game Boy games. If they are getting KI on the Game Boy. So, again, um, and then if they could do it, they being Microsoft, to kind of coincide with the Killer Instinct collection, release Killer Instinct that was originally on Xbox and put it on PlayStation with rollback netcode and good accessibility. Now, I've already talked about the games. Now I want to talk about the accessibility, how it could be made accessible. Now, I'm gonna take a look at this concept from the perspective of a blind gamer who only has light perception, and how this could be made fully blind playable. I'm not talking about accessible. I'm not talking about approachable. I'm talking full on blind playability. And again, these collections don't have any type of like screen reader. So the first thing I'm going to start with, screen reader at the system level by use of API, which is Application Program Interface, for PS5, Xbox Series X and X, X and S, PC, if possible, Nintendo Switch 2, and yeah, on any system that has a screen reader, make it where the screen reader from that system can be used. So it can be done at the system level via API, Application Program Interface. Then, so screen reader's out of the way, you're going to have help with menu navigation, character selection screen. Uh, when you're searching for online, it'll read you who you're fighting against, which is a good thing because that's really helpful in them type of games. And now we're going to go into other audio accessibility, such as distance indicators to determine proximity between you and your opponent. So have a little click sound or something that'll play when you get closer or farther to your opponent. When you get closer to your opponent, it'll increase in frequency. When you get farther away, it'll decrease in frequency and in distance and in pitch. So you got your audio indicators. Then you would need, if there's any cutscenes in the games, descriptive audio for cutscenes, in-game cutscenes, any in-game super moves, super finishing moves. That way blind players will know what's going on not only in the story, but they can know what's going on in the finishing moves as well. Including ultra, and yes, I'm going to include for this ultimate combos, ultra combos, and then flashy finishing moves and the danger moves in the first game, since I'm thinking about it from every single perspective. Now, I want to go into something different, and I'm not talking about audio because I've pretty much covered that. I want to talk about the controls. Now, I know this is going to kind of divide a lot of the FGC on this, but there needs to be you got your classic inputs, which is cool. I'm for that. But I also think there needs to be modern controls as well for online and offline play because that's going to open up your player base. That's going to open up your player pool, your for online play. Like I'll give a good example of this. Tekken 8 and Tekken 7 did this too. Modern controls, online and offline play. So if they did something similar for the supposed Killer Instinct collection that we're speculating on today, that would be a winner because then um, you would get more people to play it, more people to enjoy it, and no, these controls would not affect trophy or achievement progress. And then the next thing I want to talk about is sound. Have good stereo spatial sound going out of both headphones for speakers, so that way blind players can differentiate their character from their opponents. That's a big thing. Let's see what else. Now I want to talk about um, something, and yeah, I know it's gonna maybe again cause a bit of uproar, but again, I'm looking at this from the accessibility standpoint. If if this was to be true, if they were to do this, if this is to come out, hypothetically, how it could be made accessible. Um, the next thing I'm going to talk about is not only I've talked about the controls, but I think they should have audio indicators not only for distance but for low health, different types of hits. So that way you'll know if you're getting hit or hitting an opponent. Vibration for when the player is hit in the controller if you're using a DualSense or a Rebel controller. Uh, and then let's see. Uh, that would be for the collection. Now for Killer Instinct 2013, these things could be applied to that too. You could apply your screen reader, you could apply your distance indicators, you could apply your descriptive audio, you could apply modern controls for online and offline play. You could apply all of that to that game too. So if they were to release that, not only are you opening up the player base for the classic KI games, you're going to open up the player base for the 2013 title as well. And it would be given to a whole new group of players on PlayStation. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up by saying, let's have a conversation in the comment section below. What would you like to see in a possible Killer Instinct collection? Not only in terms of games or content, but let's talk accessibility as well. And kind of kill two with one. So with that being said, you know what to do. If you like what you see and you want more, hit that subscribe button and turn on our notifications so you know when I go live or post content just like this or premiere content that I stream over at twitch.tv/blindmetalgamer. So until next time, I've been Blind Metal Gamer saying so long, stay safe, and peace out.